Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Nate from Big Nate TV. Watch Big Nate TV. Keep changing the name. Anyways, what's going on for y'all that are watching this live? Happy Saturday. Happy 2022. You made it. Yes, you made it to the weekend. Guess what? We're about to have a whole conversation about some of you undercover freaks. You know, back in the day, there was a song called The Freaks Come Out at Night. And trust and believe, as I got older, I really didn't understand the meaning of the song when I was younger. But I understand that shit now. And trust me, whew, I thought my game was fucking wild. Mm-mm. After last night, me and Jackson, we're going to have to reevaluate this whole undercover thing. Because I met someone, I thought I had the whole situation under control, and I had nothing under fucking control. Because what happened next, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to even fucking lie about this shit. I might be paying double car notes, rent, credit cards. Like, I'm really sitting here thinking about this shit. Like, I'm going to pull a restraining order out on myself come Monday morning. Because I know this shit is about to go south. And it's about to be really bad. Let me tell you what happened. And the shit didn't happen at the gym this time. Oh, no. Not the gym wives. No, this wasn't no, let me go sit in a class and shit and with a bunch of women. And I know they out there looking at me. And they be like, oh, Mr. Chubby, we just love you. I'm like this. Nah, baby, you can't have this fat boy fantasy. No. However, let me tell you what happened. So I met this nice lady. Mistake number one. I'm getting ready to treat her like a young girl. I'm thinking she like maybe 32, 33. So, you know, I come with my best bullshit. And when I say the best, Mr. Gentleman, and, you know, I am the alpha god. I mean, I'm coming with the bullshit. So, you know, I'm giving her some good old BDE. If y'all don't know what that is, you know, look it up. That old big dick energy. Yeah, I stuffed my pants this time. Like I was at Planet Fitness. Not at Gold's Gym, but at Planet Fitness. You stuff your pants at Planet Fitness. You know, but I digress. Anyways, so she came in. I'm like, damn. So we talking at dinner. Because, you know, first and foremost, the outfit she had on was just unreal. And she had on some glasses. So that was my mistake number one. I couldn't see through them glasses. Because, you know, when they got them glasses on, you know, it is what it is. She was old, nice church girl. And, you know, we prayed. I always get them when I'm like, I do grace, God, thank you, blah, 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 blah. I know what the saying do. So then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, cool. So, you know, I'm all respectful. I'm not like, you know, oh, you can only eat on the left side of me. I'm like, damn, she look good. I'm like, shit, get any drink you want. I'm in full fucking cat daddy, new age sugar daddy mode. And I mean, full-fledged. There is, man, I'm sitting up here like calculating in my head. I'm like, if I shift money from this account, I can do this. But then if I increase my sales goals next week, I can cover this shit. Because I got a feeling this ain't going to be no $100 dinner. We going to spend at least $300. So I'm like, okay, cool. First and foremost, I got away with a $90 date. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, cool. Because, you know, I went full fucking sugar daddy. Roses. Here's your favorite candy, baby. So she said, all right, cool. Where we gonna go after this? I'm like, all right, we go, hit the hookah lounge. So I went to go hit the hookah lounge. All right, cool. We get to the hookah lounge, we hanging out, she got the twins out. I'm feeling it, because even the dudes at the security were like, damn, dude, we know you be bringing some nice women, but this is on some like, damn, where you from, heaven? Yeah, she looked that good. So, I know she a church girl, because, we was actually talking about church and the Bible and all this other stuff. She said, before we got there, I forgot this part, she said, do you mind if I ride with you? Or you can ride with me, but let's just take one car. There's no need to take, 2 cars. I'm like, my car clean for once. I'm like, okay, cool. We'll take the car. We'll take my car. So she drops the car off at the house. So she has another drink, a glass of wine. She is like dignified, sophisticated, just the whole shebang. Cool. So we had a good time, spent another $200. So I'm like, okay, good sister, good sister. And she was like, yeah, I know I wanted to have a drink. I'm not really a big drinker, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, okay, cool. She said, all right, I'm like, I'm about to take her home, because I'm like this. I'm not going to rush the situation, because, this is what grown men do. We already know we going to get it. It's just a matter of when we going to get it, especially if you got a roster. So we get back to the house, and she started fumbling with her keys. So I'm like, I'm not going to leave until you get in the house. She was like, oh, okay, cool. So then she starts with the keys and all that other good stuff. And that's cool. You know what? I got to put this thing on D&D real quick. Hold on. I forgot to do that before somebody come up here hollering and screaming. I see you on live. Hold on. There we go. Now we got some action. So she starts fumbling with her keys. So she goes to the door, and I'm like watching her. She's like, I can't get in the door. And I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, I can't get in the door. And I'm like, all right. I cut the car off. So then I'm like, okay, it's one of these damn ring doors and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the car she had was like, I ain't gonna even lie. Usually most people have one car. There were 3 cars in the driveway. Stick with me, because this is about to get good. She drove her Mercedes. But there's an Audi truck up in there and a Tesla. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. So the house, I jiggle the key, I get the door, and it is dark as hell. But the dog comes out to greet us, of course. I'm like, okay, cool. She was like, oh, come in, because, I didn't, set the alarm, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I come in, and I'm like, I'm not really thinking about too much of anything. I'm just like, okay, let me go on in here. So, I'm not juiced up, but I go in, I act like I'm the man. Let me check this place out, see what's up. Because what I'm really checking for is to see if there's some dude up in there, or there's a dude. Because I'm fat and I can't fight right now because I ain't got no cardio and shit. So it wouldn't be a fair fight. They would have just got my kidneys and fuck it. Anywho's, so I'm in there. We cut the lights on. We talk. Man, she's got an incredible wine selection. We talk about wine. We sit, like I had to take my shoes off. Thank God I had on clean shoes and clean socks, because my shoes would have been smelling like some corn chips, and the dog would have been whatever. So I was playing with the dog. I'm like, okay, cool. She was like, okay. She said, I got something for you. And I'm like, what? She said, yeah, I'm gonna go upstairs and get it real quick. So then, I'm down there for like 10 minutes. I'm watching Sports Center, doing what guys do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The house smells like vanilla. And I'm like, oh shit. She was like, so I got my back to the stairs. And so then she comes down and she was like, do you like this? This chick is in a full tan trench coat with the heels. Now, I'm expecting some shit up under it. I'm like, what? And she was like, you heard what I said. Do you like what I have for you? I'm like, yes. I bullshit you not. She said, I want you to say, yes, mistress. I'm like, look, I said, that's kind of sexy, but I'm not going to even lie. I'm usually the dominant one if we're in that situation. Say, yes, mistress, daddy. The way she looked at me, and she still got on these glasses, she's like, I'm like, yes, mistress. Then she came, and then, like, it's almost like on cue. She took the remote and hit that Beyonce partition. There was no dancing. Coat is open. She straddled my little chubby teddy bear ass and was like, put these in your mouth. I'm like, okay. So I put them in my mouth. She started rubbing my head, and then she just went into like this whole motion. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to get some. And then she was like, tell the mistress that you like it. I was like, mistress, I like this. I love it. I love it. So the next thing I know, it just gets a little wilder. Like, this is like straight out of a movie. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like super excited. Thank God I ain't drink, because Jackson got up and Jackson was ready to rumble. I'm up here like, I'm floor playing with her, but I'm also in my mind like I'm in the Super Bowl on the fourth and goal, 1 second left. What play am I going to call? Because I need to call a good-ass play and have an audible if need be. So I'm up there thinking, and she was like, oh, she just going on. And that partition, she kept looping the damn partition. And I'm like, oh, my God. She said, I know you love shoes. I'm like, yes, mistress, I love shoes. That's good, daddy. She was like, now, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go upstairs. I got something for you. I'm like, oh, my God. I get upstairs to the bed. There are bed straps on the damn bed. And I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm doing this. I've seen this story before. You tie me up on the bed, and then you leave me there, take pictures. You know, I got a friend, one of my best friends on Facebook. She took pictures of this dude, and I'm like, oh, nah. She's like, oh, no. This is what I want you to do, daddy. I'm like, oh. She was like, my ex-husband didn't do this, and I really like how you treated me. I'm like, okay, cool. Tie me to that bed, and then I want you to, whatever's in that top drawer, do as you wish. So I'm on some next level shit at this moment. Man, I opened up the drawer. It was like a freak's fantasy. Whatever toy or whatever device I could think of, it was right there. I strap her ass in, and then I blindfold her, because I'm like, I'm about to go to work. Man, I did everything possible. I had a good time. And then when I unstrapped her, she was like, now we're going to do round 2. I'm like, round 2? I'm like, what more could we do? And she's like, I like you. You took me out. You treated me like a woman. She said, let me tell you something that most men don't know. When you treat your woman good, she gonna treat you good. I'm like, okay. Over the next 30 minutes, I have never been with a woman like this. Like, I am pretty sure that I had died and went to heaven several times. Several. Yeah. After she was done, she rolls over and she goes to sleep. I'm like, what do I do? Like, I just kind of laid there. I'm tired of shit right now. I just kind of laid there. So she wakes up, and like, I just feel like a whole woman. I went downstairs, cooked the chick an omelet, some pancakes. Matter of fact, I was just on some real fat boy movement. I did pancakes, French toast, waffles, all in one. The bacon, the sausage, drizzled some powdered sugar and syrup, and I brought it upstairs to her. And she like, oh, you know how to cook? I'm like, yeah. She like, we're gonna have to keep you around. We gonna have to keep you around. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then what happens next is unprecedented. We about to finish this thing up. Thank God I had basketball shorts in the car. So she's like, where are you going to go? And I'm like, I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Why? I said, because I need to be beach body, alpha fit God ready for the summer. Oh, no. She was like, we going to do this together. I'm like, what the fuck? All for one date? Like, I'm like sitting here like, she was like, you seem like a really nice person that they just know what to do with a woman. I like you. We gonna do this together. She said, I already checked you out. I know all about you. Man, this chick done checked me out. Not just ran a background check. She knew my kids. She knew the dog's name. I'm like, how the hell did you know the dog's name? And she called the dog by his legal name. I'm like, oh shit. She was like, oh, just in case, you go and try to check me out. I don't do hair. I do something else. But I can't tell you what I do. But just know, when you in the presence of a good woman, don't fuck me over. She said, if you thought last night was a good time, I was just warming up. I'm like, damn. Needless to say, my ass is really going to go in the gym and be on that real alpha fit God shit, climbing up some fucking ropes for no goddamn reason. It goes gym, and then I'm going to swing at that motherfucker, take a picture, beat my fucking chest, and then drop to the floor like I got some real fucking shit. Anyways, follow me on all social media. Watch Big Nate TV. And go follow my boy, Alpha Fit God. Ladies, I am fucking straight. Go check out Alpha Fit God. Just trust me. That's my dog. And he got a tight ass business. Check him out. Drop your comments below. Love you guys.